So I want to talk about the videos that you just did. I want you to explain, because I know that it was done in Turkey, I believe. But I know it's like sex ed videos with Planned Parenthood. It's Durex. I'm going to let you kind of explain because there's so many pieces within it.
I will tie this beautiful story together and tell
Okay.
you the journey, okay? Because it was a fabulous journey on many levels. And I'll start with in January of 2020, a woman reached out to me from Durex in Turkey, a lovely woman who ended up taking care of me and Rocco, both my co-star that came from his country in Hungary to meet me there. And she said, Durex is going to launch the first ever sexual education series because, there's no legal sex ed in Turkey. And you have to understand, I totally respect religion and culture. It doesn't mean that I have to live by it, but I respect other people's. So porn is actually illegal in Turkey. But here's the problem. There's all these different points of access that young people are very aware of, and they're on the internet. And it's almost a shame that companies like Twitter don't have to abide by the rules of the government, because not only are they exposing a culture that isn't ready for exposure to something, but in our side in the US, they're allowing minors, 10, 11, and 12-year-olds to just be accessing this content, and it creates a stimulation and a rush and an adrenaline they really don't know how to process. And I don't think we're aware. So the two things coming together when she brought this project to me, and I said, I really wanted to start the conversation here because I'm reminding my friends who have their kids on homeschool and, their kids have a tablet, a phone, whatever. I'm like, will you let your kid just go outside? You live in New York City, go for a walk, not ask where they're going, how long are they going to be gone, or who they're talking to? You wouldn't. Not only would you not let them do that, you would ask them questions. Where are you going? How long are you going to be gone? Who are you going with? Don't talk to strangers. Look both ways before crossing. So we have all these little warnings and disclaimers that we're willing to give, that we know we need to give, but yet we've completely looked at it. It's an oversight that the internet has everything there, and young people are getting sucked into it. And with social media in a country like Turkey, if I sold a DVD in Turkey, I'd go to jail there for the rest of my life. Now in the United
If
States,
you sold one of your DVDs, or just
yep,
uh,
when
just
anybody's just an adult DVD, it's illegal. It's against the law. They have no porn. So explaining that to you here, if I sold one of my DVDs to a minor, I would go to jail for a minimum of 10 to 15 years. And I have people in my life that have gone to jail for these infractions. But yet social media has opened Pandora's box with no age gate, no disclaimers, no, and what young people in countries, even with a ban, are able to access is creating a much younger generation having sex outside of marriage. So what the Islamic culture is going through is this just like, wow, the internet has happened, and now it's starting to cause a little ripple. You throw the rock in the water, you get that wave. It's creating a wave even there because the parents refuse to talk about it. Because if a teacher talks about it to a student, it's breaking the law. There's no Planned Parenthood where they can walk in the door and engage with someone who wants to share information with them. There's nothing. And Durex worked for a period of time to get approval through the government to be able to shoot these informational videos about consent. I mean, just teaching them how important it is to get consent, because here's what happens. The 10-year-old goes online, starts watching porn. And I know that sounds traumatic, but now that I've been out and about and away from the industry, and I have the other side of the interaction, I have quite a few, probably 80% of the guys that walk up to me that are now 18 to 24 say to me, I've been watching you since I was 10 years old.
Wow.
And it's disturbing to me because we shouldn't be allowing it. I can't sell it. How is the internet getting away with, oh, you click this box that says you're 18, it's not an age gate. And what's happening is these young minds are just getting a little bit twisted unknowingly. They're as innocent as anyone is for not explaining it to them unknowingly, but they are getting sucked in. And now when it comes to going out and searching for their own level of intimacy and having sex, what they want is very skewed. They want a girl with a big butt and big lips and big boobs. There's no conversation about I met this girl and I vibe with her, or we have good banter, or here she made me laugh, right? We're losing that. We're seeing young people are actually having less sex than ever. And a lot of young women that I talk to have had such violent sexual experiences their first, second, or third time that they've never gone back to being with a guy 5, maybe 10 years later.
Wow.
And that guy just acted out what he saw happening in porn that he watched too young without a disclaimer that says these are all paid actors, there's consent forms filled out. You know, their grasp of reality is this has to be real. It's on my phone. Like I see it every day. That we're happy. There are tons of women. These women all have to want me, you know. So I think starting the conversation in Turkey is so beautiful because they have none.